It's a really strange weather pattern we're getting into. It was in the low 20s all day yesterday, and then about an hour before dark it started warming up, and we made it up to mid 30s. Melted off all the snow, well, the majority of the snow, and here we are during the day, and it's starting to cool off. Now we have freezing rain coming. I guess it's the calm before the storm. See, we still have a little bit, but not much. It's mostly gone. Went to town this morning, got a few things. I needed one more 2x12. I have to build the stringers for the short steps that go up to the landing. So I'm going to try to get that done today. And if the weather's not too bad, we have supposed to get a lot of ice today. But if the weather's not too bad, I'm going to get over here in this big pile with the tractor and try to pull out some 4x12s for the stair treads. There should be plenty in there to do it, but I just got to get out there and get it done. Hopefully we won't get too much ice up here. It's been a long time since we had a really bad ice storm, and I kind of like to keep it that way. I don't mind the snow so much. It's messy when it goes away or when it gets snow. You know how that is. But ice is different altogether. So let me get in here and get some lights on. See if we can get this day started. You can see I've got my first stringer laid out already. Went ahead and got that done yesterday. Hopefully you can see that. But I'll get this one cut, make sure everything works like it's supposed to, and I'll do the other one.
Did you want me to hold it?
No, I'm not pushing it hard.
Sucks to have to drive.
What's that?
I said it sucks to have to drive home.
Yeah, I may have to come get you.
You might have to.
Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, one. I'll just plumb them up. All right, I want to show you what I've got going on. We are to the point we have these stringers attached. I put this little, like a ledger board across here. They are attached from the back and from the ends. I do have my little kickboard at the bottom that they're pushed up against, so they shouldn't move. I know some people say not to notch it, but even on the stringers that I've bought in the past, I always did that, and I've never had one crack. So I don't think it's going to give me any trouble. So now what I have to do, I have marked my line down here across the bottom. I have to build a little short wall right here because that gets covered up. All this is going to have the tongue and groove coming down it and box all this in. So I need a little short wall right there to nail everything too. The other side I won't have to worry about. I will put one up under the bottom just for extra support for the stringer to set on. But other than that, you don't even have to worry about the other side. You'll never see it. The treads, we're going to cover everything up because they're going to go all the way against the logs. So you won't see any of that. It'll all just be hidden space under there. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and get this little wall built. And I may actually start cutting some of this tongue and groove and trying to cover this thing up today. That way I can start working on treads tomorrow, hopefully. Well, you can see I got this much of it done. I'll come back out here tomorrow and run this tongue and groove on up to the top. I had to at least go to here because the newel post fits in this corner and comes up, you know, above all this. So I needed to get that part done anyway. But I've got just some boards thrown on here just to make sure everything's still level and square. So we're all good there. God, I've got such a mess to clean up. You can see it is nothing but cut off pieces and stuff everywhere. Tomorrow, cleaning all this up tomorrow. I can't stand it. I'm tripping over the stuff and I don't like doing that. I'm too clumsy to have stuff all laying on the floor. But this part's knocked out. I can go get the stair treads tomorrow, or the stuff I'm making the treads out of. Get it in here, start working on it. I may have to build a little stand to set that little planer. Planer is not heavy enough really to do what I'm gonna do with it and what I've done with it before. It's just not made for it. It's a little hobby planer. But, I mean, it's all I have here. All the rest of my woodworking stuff is still packed away in Texas. So I need to go get it, but I just don't have the time, and I don't have my big truck back yet. I'm still using the Toyota. You just can't really put a big load on it. But that's it. It's time to go collect eggs. See how many eggs I have. I have a neighbor coming to pick up a bunch of eggs. They're out, and I have way too many. So I need to gather some up and get that out of the way. And then it's time to go inside. It's still misting. Everything's freezing. Everything's getting a nice thin coat of ice on it now. I may have to go to town and pick April up from work. It's going to be 9 o'clock before she's headed home, and we're up here in the mountains. It gets pretty dicey sometimes. Snow's no big deal, but ice is a whole different thing. You know, we've been getting quite a few questions. People wanting to know if we're getting more animals here, and the answer is yes. They're just not putting any eggs in the nest boxes right now. Yes, we are getting more animals. We're thinking about getting more pigs this spring, and eventually we're going to get goats. We have a plan for the goats, so we've got to start working on the area for them. Always going to have more chickens, I guess. Chickens are just too easy and cheap to keep. We're also planning on doing some more meat birds. Make sure I don't get hit with a big ball of ice. We're planning on doing more meat birds this year too, because we're just about out of chicken. So it's time to get some more here. So a lot of things in the works. We have new garden soil supposed to be here to help with the garden. Won't be long, it's gonna be time to plant. So there's a lot of things going on. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna get these eggs cartoned up right quick, give to my neighbors, and then I'm gonna call it a day.